Again, I'm here to reflect and hopefully continue to grow as a person in my 40s. And that's about being honest with myself and open, kind of like a little bit of a journal for myself to look back on. And today I want to talk a little bit about ego. I was thinking about that today and this week. I studied a little bit about ego in my schooling, and just basically kind of boils down to like self-preservation and then self-feeding. Feeding yourself and then protecting yourself. It's kind of an instinct that we have, and I see that a lot in my life. Even at school, one thing I know is that if I call a student out, junior high student out for doing something, their instinct is to deflect. He did this or she did that. There's never any owning anything. It's always somebody else's fault, which I guess is a form of self-preservation. And basically the act that got them in trouble in the first place is something trying to feed themselves, in a way, like their ego or their personality or just their urge to, hit someone or throw something or whatever. But yeah, I definitely, I don't think I come across as a very egotistic person, but it's definitely there. I think it's there in all of us. And even just now, I was daydreaming or thinking and coming up with some sort of, scenario. There's the geese. Some scenario where maybe in a social setting or at work, where I would, maybe step in and protect someone, or stand up for someone, their own, when they're being, cornered or something's going on, kind of step in and stick up for them. There's a lot of geese. Anyways, when I thought that, I thought, oh, it's the right thing to do. But then I thought, oh, yeah, but people would probably think I'm pretty awesome too, right? Like, well, look at Brett doing such a nice thing. What a great guy. So it immediately swings back to my ego. And I just think a lot of our thoughts, if we can step back a little bit, just see that everything we think about is just geared around ourselves, which kind of makes sense. But when you think about it a little bit more, you're like, man, that's like, I don't just live for myself. I don't just live for what I want or, what I need. I shouldn't. I definitely don't. Like, nobody does. We live in a community. We live with people. So I think my thought and just kind of meditation that I will kind of move forward in a while here is trying to just submit to just dropping the ego if I can in some ways. I think there's some practical things to that. I think, sometimes when something's going on or there's a discussion or a conversation, you could say something that might help, but also might just kind of muddy the waters. And sometimes it's best to just shut your mouth and save it. That would be kind of submitting, I guess, or letting go. Or just kind of, I heard a guy say once, which really stuck with me, is being okay to be misunderstood. I think we're always trying to, oh, it's a misunderstanding, like I need to clarify that that's not my intention or whatever, so that they don't feel bad or they don't feel bad about me. And sometimes it's okay just to let that go. Don't worry about it. So I guess a lot of letting go of things. I heard somewhere someone say like 90% of the things you worry about never happen. And like, that's a lot of worry to go to waste. Might as well use the worry on things that do happen. I guess not worry, but thought, I guess. There's just a lot of energy wasted, I guess is how I'm saying. So if there's a way just to let go of that stuff, I think as I get older, my kids get older, and they have their lives get wider, their reach is broader. license, getting your car license, jobs, traveling, friends, all that stuff. I gotta, you really learn how to let go of that stuff, and it's been really good. It's a little bit at a time. Even though I guess it's the perceived control or hold I had on those things. I didn't really have control or hold on them anyways, but I perceived that I did. So I gotta let go of that perception, which can help. You can when you let go of stuff, you can almost feel your back, like neck kind of easing up a little, and the burden kind of just falling just a little bit. Speaking of that, I weigh 230 pounds. I'm trying to get in shape to do one more marathon next year. So my goal is to get down to 220 by November, and hopefully 205 by next summer, which would be great. So I've started kind of doing a little bit of intermittent fasting, cutting back on sugar, cutting back on coffee. I had 1 cup of coffee today. That's the first cup of coffee I've had since Monday. Just pretty crazy. Anyways, that's all I got. And again, I'm all about, talking about our problems, eye floaters, things like that. But man, I've been finding a lot of freedom in just kind of letting go of stuff and worrying about concentrating on things I can't control. And I hope you can too.